We do have to do one thing before we actually start to rate any of the new colors.
Yeah, I know we have to talk about the in S plus, I think it is. We're doing a rule where I believe the agreed upon rule was if there are two colors that are too close in S plus, we have to agree on which one of those is S plus. So like, if there's like dark blue and Duke blue and both look pretty good, but like we agree like, those are pretty close, like, or Pantone blue and dark blue, for example, we can only have one of them in there.
Yes. At this point, I don't think we have anything that like that, because cerulean blue and Pantone blue are pretty different.
Yeah, those ones are definitely separate.
Yeah, but I don't think we have to change anything. It's worth noting because, I mean, hell, next one could happen.
Next one is literally, and I say we begin it, next one is literally dark blue.
It's just dark blue. It's the classic combo of dark and blue.
And dark blue is really close to Pantone blue. I like Pantone blue a little bit more.
I do as well. Pantone blue's got this tiny bit of green in it that's really nice.
Yeah, and I think for that reason it's like it's a clean S, because it's basically just like a shade away from an S plus.
Yeah, I'm with you there on that. Blue is real nice when it's dark. This is a raw dark blue. It's not a spicy dark blue. It is just, it's just what it is. It's nice, it's straightforward, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of darks on D, as you might expect.
I'm gonna say we should include the next one, because even though it is set as a gray, I think there's enough color in it to justify.
I agree with you.
Yeah, so let me pull that back up. Also, I want to do a shout out to its hex code, which is 666 699.
Which is it's like 1-6 too many and 1-9 too many from like being a flawless number.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I have my my Discord number set to, is 6669. I actually kind of like this. It's not boring. It's all right. Yeah. It's a little bit desaturated, but like that's okay. It's useful for what it is. It's a nice dark metallic sort of shade. Like this is what you'd get on like the mid-tones of iron and stuff like that. I could use this. I would use this all the time. It's good stuff. Also, I would put this at a nice solid B.
The thing too is like this is based off of just like pure electric blue, basically, that has been pulled back in brightness and saturation. But it still is, like at its heart, you can still tell it's that really good striking color.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower on the on its like values and all that, and that's okay. I think it's good. I'm gonna say it's a B.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's good stuff.
Let's go ahead and get this next one pulled in here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you serious? Dark brown.
That's a good hex. That's 2 good hexes in a row.
Yeah, wow.
Now, as far as like, good browns, it's actually a pretty solid one. It's earthy. It's got good tones. I don't like it as much as coffee. It's got too much of the green tinge to it versus coffee's like kind of muted dark orange.
Yeah.
And but it's still solid as far as browns go. You know?
I like a richer red for sure in my browns. I would say this is like a Minecraft ass brown.
This is definitely a Minecraft ass brown. Yeah, this is the dirt block right here.
I would say it's a C. Pretty clean.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a pretty good. I think that's a nice straightforward C.
Now for this one where I get a spelling challenge on the next color.
Mm-hmm.
And did I get it? Dark Byzantium.
Dark Byzantium.
5, 4.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm for this.
Ooh.
I'm just double checking to see where we did Byzantium. It was a lot higher. Yeah, we put Byzantium at an S, and honestly, I'm feeling dark Byzantium even more. Like, just the deepening of the color of it is really good.
Yeah, I would say it's an S. I would definitely say it starts running into some issues if we think about S plus, where we start having to judge it against like amethyst. And if we
I would not put this near amethyst. It's not as good as a shade of purple as that, but I think like it definitely fucks with S with the rest of Byzantium.
S is
what
fair.
I'm saying.
Yeah, S is fair for sure.
This is a real good dark, but also like it has a unique purpose in the way that the other Byzantium does too, where it's not quite as it's a more usable redder shade of purple, and I like those.
It's more muted, so you can use it in like architecture and stuff more often. All right, next one here is the opposite of hot cyan, possibly.
That's right.
It's let's see, what is the code here?
008B8B.
00. Oh, dang it. 008B8B.
This is what happens when you go like right in the center of the pack and you just remove red from the equation entirely. You got dark cyan, which is actually a pretty that's fine cyan actually. That's much more usable than hot cyan. There's no eye searing qualities to it. It's a little boring still as a color though, you know. I got no problem with.
It looks like a gas station cup to me.
Kinda,
like,
yeah.
It's this, and there'd be another pink with it. I'd say this is like either an A or a B. I'd probably put this in a B, in my opinion.
I put this at a B.
Yeah.
Dark cyan's a pretty solid B, I think. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I wouldn't use it for much. It's fine. Nothing. The next one actually is much more of a gray than dark blue gray.
Yeah, we're gonna have a talk here at the very least. About
this false ass advertising of a name.
Dark electric blue. Are you sure about that?
John Cena pops up in the corner over here. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
I'm gonna say fuck no. That's not dark electric blue at all.
This is like gunmetal gray. Yeah.
Yeah. There is still a little bit of blue to it. I guess we could. This is like a faded jeans color, but not even like a good faded jeans.
I'm saying a false advertising D.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Dark electric blue, fuck off. You're awful.
Yeah, fake color, not real.
Ain't real. Next one though.
Ooh. Now this is the one I would call the real dehydrated PP.
See, you're calling it that, but I'm gonna go to bat for it. I kind of like it. Is the thing. Like it's dark goldenrod, which is okay. It's what it is. I like all of the shades of gold, and this is the dark shade of gold right here. Okay.
By the way, that's really good. Thank you for the art. Also, I unironically like this color. Yeah, I just had to, open up with the good roast of. Oh, look, it's another PP color. Certainly Doc will love this one.
I will admit it's not a good primary color though. This is very much something you would use alongside other things. Yeah. You're right, Divac, that this is extremely a good dipping sauce color. This is appetizingly honey mustard right here. That's what I'd put it.
I would say this is either an S or an A for me.
I would put it in an A.
I put it in an A.
I recognize that it's not very useful as a primary color, even though I do like it.
Next, we have a gray, which we are going to omit.
Just, skip dark gray entirely, which isn't even all that dark. That's middle gray.
I'm not impressed. Yeah, I've seen darker grays for sure. Who do you think you are, dark gray? Who are you trying to impress?
Your bullshit is what you are. All right, yeah.
Yeah, this one's
013220. Dark green.
Ooh.
This is a real good forest green, you know? This is the you're deep in the forest and there's like no sunlight coming through the canopy, but you can still see a little bit. You look up and you get the underside of the leaves. This is the exact shade of green you'd see, and it's really nice.
Yeah, I think it's maybe like a little too blue for me. Like if it was
it's
a
little
less
bit
blue,
too blue.
I would like it more. Like that's what's keeping it from the S discussion, in my opinion. I think it's good. I just don't think it's as good as there was some green that we were really up on.
It was British Racing Green.
Was it British Racing Green? This feels like a slightly worse British Racing Green.
Let me go and just double check to make sure that it's not the same color, but I think you're right.
Shoutouts to dark green.
Yeah, it's not. British Racing Green is a little bit more green, and is, a little bit more blue too, but it's significantly more green. So the greens comes out better. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. This is a good A, I think, for greens.
Yeah, I think this is an A rank green. There's a lot of A rank greens that fall in this zone. All right.
Yeah.
Time for the enhanced version of dark green. Dark green X11.
This is just 100 value in green and nothing else. 006400, just like the Marios.
It's green, only less so.
It's more so. That's more green. Like
well, no, I mean it's 0 100.
Oh,
0.
compared to just
like
green.
It's not 0 255 0. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, this is Luigi.
I'm not gonna go to. This is pretty Luigi. I'm not gonna go to completely to bat for it though.
I'm gonna say this is an A Luigi.
All right, sure.
Hey Luigi, it's like a solid green. Like this green can be used in a lot of. If you want a green, this is a solid green.
It's a primary color green, but one that's more usable than just going all in on green because it's darker and therefore it isn't as bold.
It's not eye searing. Yeah.
It's not bantam at all. Child with MS Paint wants to draw a pine tree. Yeah, accurate enough.
All right, this next one, I don't know what jungle this fool is in.
That's also only barely a green. This is close to dark leather jacket, except without, black leather jacket, honestly. While not being quite as wrong about it,
I feel like we don't rank this one because it's too close to just flat black.
It is pretty close to flat black. Yeah, I'm willing to skip dark jungle green. That's pretty close to black.
They can say green all they want. I don't have to agree. All right, dark khaki. Thank you.
See, the thing is that this is one of those colors that I could see wearing in exactly one situation, and that's like if I'm wearing.
I definitely did not type that incorrectly. BD.
B7.
B7.
6B.
B. I think I put an extra 8 in there. Yeah, there we go.
I can see myself wearing pants of this color, and that's it. That is the only use I can see for dark khaki.
And even then, I'm not excited to wear these pants.
No, they're very I'm gonna wear these while I'm painting something kind of pants, Yeah. You picked them up because they were cheap and they're still dress pants, but man, I don't really want to wear these often.
This is a pretty D tier yellow.
Yeah, I agree with you.
This is a pretty bad yellow. Not feeling it. Not feeling the dark khaki.
Same.
Okay, this next color has a pretty exciting name to live up to. Can we do it? With 483C32 Dark Lava.
Dark Lava is... It's a little bit green for a brown, I think. It's not that bad on that. It's okay, but It's a little boring, and it's not quite the shades I'm looking for in a brown.
I'm okay
it's dirt.
with it.
This is dirt.
This is unsweetened chocolate, like unsweetened, unprocessed chocolate to me is what this reads as. I think it's like
a C.
It's like a C. Yeah, this is like a C tier brown. Like it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's not the kind of browns that I'm looking for. I can say that.
Yeah.
Now the next one's a gray, but I like the name.
Yeah, we'll say that dark liver is a color, and I will put it on the screen. Honorable mention, dark liver. It's like a very slightly pink gray.
Yeah, it's a warm gray that's, I mean, I could find uses for it and all that, but it is a gray. Like, there's nothing really to say anything about it aside from that.
All right, next one here. This is an exciting color.
This is another mathematical color, but one I'm actually pretty into.
Yeah. Ooh. That's putt-putt, baby.
That's pretty putt-putt, that dark magenta. It's also actually really nice. This is another good
rich,
usable
royal purple. Yeah.
Yeah. This is another one of those more usable reddish purples. It's good. Like, it's also one of those colors that benefits pretty well from being like a mathematical color once it's like exactly split half blue, half red.
Yeah.
When it's in the lower numbers, because it gets rough when it's really high.
This
This is at least an A, I want to say.
I would
dark
say
magenta.
this is an S for sure. Yeah, because
Okay.
it's like really rich, really useful. It plays off of like golds and yellows and oranges
Wonderfully,
well.
yeah. It works off of the other warm colors just in general really well, except for red. But that's not that bad.
Can't win them all. It's not perfect.
It's mainly just because it's half red already. It's just if you're putting red in it, you're kind of doubling down on a similar range of colors. Now, I think I put up an S.
Yeah. Next up, we have dark midnight blue. That's right, baby. It's the color of jorts.
It's good. People like this color for jorts because it's a good color for jorts. Also some capris, which are basically just jorts plus.
I like this one. This one is... I gotta look at what blues we have in S plus right now.
It's not as good as the S plus blues. Cerulean blue and Pantone blue are both excellent.
Yeah, and that's like what I'm checking against every time when I see like a blue that's like pretty good. The thing is, this would be 1-to-1 for sure, a competition between this and cerulean blue. For sure, because they're very close as far as like how they actually look and function. And I'll put cerulean blue up here for a sec. 2A52.
Cerulean blue is lighter in a way I really like.
Yeah, it really opens the color up, really lets the blue pop.
Yeah. Cerulean blue, like I said, I think cerulean blue is the better color. I'm fine with putting this at S though, of dark midnight blue.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get our next color up. Still in the dark zone. We're going to be in the dark zone for a while. I'm going to let everyone know in advance. The dark zone is vast.
It's extensive.
Yeah. There's... just expect the word dark before every color for the next bit here. Dark moss green specifically.
We're a little bit below halfway through the dark zone, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of like this, but there's a better version of it coming up next.
Yeah.
So
this is like a situational ass color, and I don't think it's the best version of the situational ass color.
When you think
exactly,
about
yeah.
in the
So I'm gonna say like B at best, possibly C.
I'm gonna say this one's C. This one's C. Dark moss green.
Okay. Yeah.
It accomplishes what it's going for pretty well, but it is extremely a very situational, kind of military-ish green. Yeah. But there is a better version of this in just a moment.
There it is.
dark olive green, which is very subtly different, but in a way I'm into.
It's faded more. It feels more like it's aged in a way that I think like that kind of material benefits from. It's better for sure. It's like just a little better, but it's better. And I think...
See, I'm willing to put this up at... I think it's actually pretty significantly better in how I would like pair this with other colors. I'd put this one up at A.
Yeah.
Compared to the C of the previous.
I could see that.
Yeah. This is it's a handsome olive green. I actually quite like olive green in general. Yeah. More of a lighter olive green compared to the darker ones here. But yeah, it's good.
All right, next up we have dark orange.
This Naruto ass fucking orange right here. I wouldn't call this dark at all.
This is like, I would say this is like a false advertising D, probably, or false advertising C.
It still has a full 255 in red. There's no way you could call this a dark. I think it's usable enough that I don't think it's a D. I'd put it in C, but it's
literally still at the top of the graph. Yeah, like it's still maxed out. Here, I'll show you what dark orange would be. That's dark orange, and that's almost like a brown at that point. It's like just a rich brown. Yeah. But yeah, you can get an orange darker than that just by putting in a little bit of red, blue, and lowering the red a little bit. Yeah. Is how I would do it. Yeah. It is a sharp cheddar craft dinner ass orange is dark orange over here. Yeah. All right, dark orchid.
This is it's a little too much. Slightly too much blue for its shade and what it's at. Thank you for that follow, by the way.
This is
someone whose name I'm not gonna read.
This is another one of those colors where, like, in particular, it reads really different across to both my monitors. Like, on the right, it's definitely, like, brighter and more red. And on the right monitor, it's, like, way more blue and dark. And, yo, thank you for the resub. So, I'm with you on that. I think it's still very close to a great color. I just think
it's close to a great color. It's B at least. Like I would say it's a good solid.
I would say this is a clean A because it's like really close to like amethyst and a lot of the things we have in S tier. It's just not quite there.
I mean, amethyst is a little bit desaturated in a way that works really well with A. I think the dark.
Yeah.
I don't think that dark goes below B is what I was saying. I'm fine with putting it at A.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's an A for sure.
Yeah. It's a good solid color that it wants something though.
It's not quite candy purple, but it needs to either be a little darker and a little more blue or a little desaturated probably. Like either direction would help it a lot. All right, this next color is making me question if I understand what the word pastel means because I don't think I do. Or what dark means. I think I've given up on understanding what dark is and also what pastel is at the same time.
Pastels usually... Okay, so... Pastel actually refers to what they're made from rather than the colors themselves, technically speaking. They just tended towards being not very saturated in colors. I would not call this a pastel color if we're going to be going off of that. But it probably was actually made as a pastel back in the day, is what it was.
Yeah.
It's pretty neon, though. Like, this is a bright green in general. It doesn't read as either a dark or a pastel color. Yeah. Now, with that said, I actually really like this as a brighter green.
This is a good accent green. Yeah, I was going to say this is a good A green, in my opinion. Like, it's got a lot of life to it, but it's not so overwhelming that it like looks artificial.
Yeah. It definitely pops, and it's still relatively pleasant to look at as far as a bright green goes.
It's a good Chaos Emerald green.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic Chaos Emerald green.
That's what I think.
It's a gemerald color for certain.
Being in gemerald colors, this next one Ooh, I like this color a lot.
Dark purple, like a real dark, deep in there purple.
This is a real ass dark purple. This is a color that says dark and fucking means it. And like, on both monitors. Yeah, this. Oh, I think
so. As an artist, I will almost never use pure black unless it's a deliberate choice. This dark purple right here is pretty much exactly what I use to replace black in basically any thing I draw.
Like, that's how good it is. I was gonna make an argument for S+, and I'll say it's literally the new black. Like, I mean,
it kind of is the new black, this dark purple. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think this is a pretty decent candidate for an S+.
And I don't think there's any other dark purples in that region. Like, burgundy is way more red than this.
Oh, way more.
What color was AO? I can't even remember what fucking
AO is a green.
Oh, it was a green. Okay, yeah, it's the English green. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
AO, which is actually the Japanese word for blue, is a green.
Great. You love to see it. And I know Cocolasset is like a really bright orange. Like a really strong.
It's kind of like our ideal version of a salmon orange almost. Because it's like it doesn't shy away from being an orange first and foremost. Yeah, no, I'm putting dark purple up here. I 100%. The dark purple right here is the new black, basically, and I'm extremely for it.
It makes a lot of stuff pop, just a little bit better. It adds a lot of life to it. I've seen some artists who really experiment with like doing different line colors and different shading colors and stuff, and it's always fascinating. And that purple and that kind of purple shows up a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of just strictly better than using black. Honestly, black is a poor choice to use in a lot of art. Again, unless you're doing it deliberately as a stylistic thing.
Yeah. All right.
Dark raspberry. This is a wine ass color.
Evil raspberry. Yeah, this is wine. I know we had like a wine zone basically.
There was, I don't remember where it was exactly, but we totally just like judged most of these the same. I'm gonna have to scroll up a little bit to check that out.
I feel like we had like strong. It was like we had like strong pinks were a lot of them in A. I feel like a lot of purples were ending up in like low S.
A lot of the wines at least actually ended up on S. Claret, for instance, is all up there on S. Now, I don't think it's as good as Claret. Now, hold on. Cyber Grape is just wonderful as it is.
Yeah. I would say this is probably an A, because I think it's
I would say this is an A.
It's missing the richness that I want in an S.
Yes.
For a wine color.
It just happens that wine colors in general are pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Next is, oh man, that is an MS Paint ass color right there.
8B0000. It's dark red.
That's Mario.
That's Mario. Yeah, that's Mario or Clifford, the big red dog. Either one. This is like mascot red.
It is extremely mascot red, and I can completely respect it on that front alone. Yeah. It's just, it's also a shade of red that I don't think is very useful outside of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's very dark.
It's primary or nothing. Like, this is your main color or it's no color at all.
Exactly. It's not particularly good at... It's not as dark as, say, Barn Red, and Barn Red is a wonderfully good dark red. Or, like, Blood Reds or whatever it is.
I would say this is, like, a B tier red, probably.
Yeah, probably. I'm just gonna check really quick. Barn Red was also at B. I think that's more of a high B, and this is more of a middle to low B.
Big Dipper Ruby, was also there, and just very similar to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just agree with you there. It's at a B. Dark red is a B.
It has many similar colors near it.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is a color that I have a lot of problems with.
The next one is a color I fucking hate. Actually, honestly, like,
dark salmon.
Not so much that I'm not gonna say it's an F, but I do not like dark salmon.
I hate dark salmon, dude. I'll say it's an F. Fuck this color. It's like, it's wrong at everything. Like, it's a bad Like, it's not, it almost gives me like uncanny valley for like skin tones. It's like weirdly a little off.
It's not an orange, it's not a pink, it's somewhere in the middle. That's like the entire point behind the salmons. But honestly, like, it's not a very good color. Like, just in general, right? Like, I think we agree on that. That it's ugly in general. I would not wear this under any circumstance. Yeah. I don't want to see a building color this.
This is like,
I don't want to see.
This is like if like May from Guilty Gear like washed her hoodie too many times and accidentally got some bleach in there and fucked it up. I was like, oh, it's ruined. Like that's that color. Yeah.
I would not use this. Also, I don't know what they're calling this dark salmon. This is literally like just the thing I think of when I just think the word salmon. It's only usable in the flesh of farmed, like dyed salmon.
I'm gonna say, as in like the fish. I'm gonna say D.
Yeah.
So I think it still has enough applications that I can't realistically put it in F.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Very up on it.
Yeah, I do not like it in general.
F E C A F. Dark sea green. Guys, what are we doing here? What are we just call anything dark these days, huh?
Yeah, I don't understand why that, like, this is a sea green. This is like a darker, I would call this dark sea foam.
I would say it's like a sea foam green. Yeah, maybe like sea foam green with depression is what I would call this. Florida Mall that closed 10 years ago green.
Yeah,
what I would call this.
It's okay. It's not. I don't actively dislike it. I think this is a C at best, though. C at best and worse. This is a solid C.
I think it's a C. Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss dark pale green or dark pastel green at this point.
Yeah, I miss dark meaning something. You know, people saying dark and it's like, oh yeah, that's what I want.
I blame it on the film The Joker because everyone thinks that guy was twisted. Let me tell you.
So this is Joker's trick. They changed all of the darks to be like lighter.
Yeah, they're pale colors now.
I'm the Joker, trick. Baby. That's what he says.
All right, now dark sienna.
This is pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, I like this one. This is like, I would call almost like a very, like, extremely rich brown. Like, this is like a rich mahogany kind of color.
This is the kind of, I like wood this color for it specifically, right? Like, not necessarily as a primary wood color where I'd want it to be a little brighter, a little bit more orangey. This is more of a like an accenting wood color. This is the hilt of a sword. That's really cool kind of color.
For me, this is if I walk into someone's office and they have a desk and the wood is kind of this color, that immediately is like +1 respect. Like, I'm like, okay, I can probably trust this
Absolutely.
guy. Yeah,
this is a nice table color in general. I want a knife that has a handle made from a wood this color is what I want.
I would say this is like a red brown that I would say almost falls in like the SA tier.
You know, I'm actually gonna go to bat for this as an S. Yeah. I really like the places that you would use this. I'd also like, I think this is like a perfectly fine, if I had a jacket this color, you know, like this is a good color to wear too.
This also plays really well with purples and golds as well. Like, this just plays off of a lot of other colors really nicely.
Wonderfully with gold, honestly. Like, this and gold together are like a super warm, super rich color combination. I really like this. Dark Sienna is an S to me.
I'll take it. Next one. What are we even doing here? What are we even doing here? All right. One sec. Let me get this hex code. 8. Oh, fuck. I hovered off it again. There we go. 8C.
Thank you for the resub.
Oh, 8CBED 6. Guys, this is just regular sky blue. I literally have a picture of the sky behind it right now as my desktop. It's a picture of the 11'8" bridge. And there's a sky on it from, you know, presumably the Midwest. The sky is more gray and washed out in real life than in this quote-unquote dark sky blue.
Or like in over here, the sky in like a nice summer day is super, super rich blue, honestly. Like, a much brighter and like more blue color. This is neither of those things.
Do you think this color killed its entire clan so that it could get more powerful? Do you think it was that kind of dark sky blue? Maybe it's a traitor. Do you think about that?
I think this is at best like a kind of
this is a false.
This is an
C.
overcast day.
This is like a false advertising C. I think. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, get your name together, you fucking buffoons.
I'm not saying that this is a new Chiha blue. No, fuck off.
Yeah. Chiha blue. 483.
Again, we're getting into just a chunk of really, y'all, by names.
Yeah. I don't agree with the name of this one, but I kind of like this color.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's a pretty blue purple is what this is. This is a purple first and foremost. This is not a violet. It is not a blue, as they say.
Yeah, I could see this being like right on the line of blue and purple, like depending on which monitor I have it on. It looks more blue on the right one and more purple on the left. But like, it's lacking in intensity in a lot of ways. Like, I could see this being like the color of a shade of paint, but if I ever saw this in nature, I would expect it to be surrounded by like other more vibrant colors, and this would kind of be an in-between.
Yeah.
I think it's like
fine.
I think it's a B.
It's a B.
I think it's a pretty classic B.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's usable. It's fine. It's not very intense under any circumstance. Like, this is a dull ass color, but it's a usable dull ass color. I guess is the way to put it.
Shit is just purple.
A poisonous berry would be this color is actually a good way to refer to it. I think this is the poisoned apple. That fucking. I don't remember which story that was.
All right, and I'm moving to dark spring green, which.
Are we gonna just skip over dark slate gray, which is extremely not a gray?
I think so. It's like gray with a hint of green. Like, it's enough green that I think it's
a slate.
It's worth.
Slate is like its own color.
Oh, are we going? Okay, we'll go with dark slate gray. Okay.
I think that we can judge dark slate gray.
Okay, let me pull up dark slate gray.
Slate is a commonly used color in like traditionally it was worn by like priests and stuff in the form of frocks.
God damn it. The code for this one screwed up my abilities to type numbers due to the fact that F and 4 are the same to me, and it's 2F 4F 4F. Oh damn it. 2
Can we kick out the 2 4F 4F
4F? Yeah, and that's impossible. Like, I typed in 2F 4 4 2, and I was just like, I can't do this, but I got it. It's dark slate green.
Yeah. Dark slate gray, technically. That is a green.
Gray. Sorry, I forgot to switch it over. There we go. I like it.
It's pretty good. It's definitely not really a gray. Slate is usually considered a gray in like Pantone settings and all that, but it's like the most extremely colored gray that you can get. Really, I think it's quite pleasant. I like it actually. It's a dark, very muted but usable color that I would find. You can occasionally like find weird cars this color. You know?
I respect the opinion from chat of this looks like the color of a cool rock.
That's true. This is absolutely the color of a cool rock.
Yeah, if I found like a rock that was this color, I'd be like, that's a cool fucking rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say this is like at least an A for me.
Yeah, I would put it at an A or a high B, basically.
Yeah.
I'll put dark slate gray up there at A. That's fine with me. It is definitely a cool rock. Yeah. I mean, it's named after a cool rock. Slate is a rock.
Yeah. A desirable rock, no less. A rock that people like.
It is another one that just goes well with a lot of other. It's a backup color for certain, though. It's not really one you'd ever use as a primary one. Now, dark spring green. It's pretty nice.
It's okay. I feel like it feels like washed out or faded. in a way that
it's definitely a little faded. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really like super faded in my greens because it kind of looks like plants dying a little bit, or like a very printed ink that's been fading a bit. I would say this one is like, I don't know, this is like a B tier green to me probably.
I would agree with a B. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserves to go lower than that though. I think B is a nice place for it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that follow.
All right, dark tan. Now these are khaki pants that I could at least respect because you're going far enough in on the khaki element, I feel like.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. Like dark.
It's approaching sandrock. There's a color later on in this category that I feel like does this job much better, namely desert. I feel like desert is just like dark tan but better. So I think like this is probably a C, but it's like still functional.
It's a functional C. Yeah, this is not a C for being like unusable. This is a C for being boring.
Yeah, more than anything else. For being like kind of a dirty doctor's office. This next one, again, I mean, I guess...
folks, I wouldn't call this one dark.
I would never use dark to describe this color. Yeah, if someone told me this was a dark color, I would be like, no. No.
Like, what the fuck you doing? Why are you calling this dark?
A dark turquoise, also known as old car blue. This is
medium cyan, right here.
Yeah.
It's not great. I don't like it.
This is like not a good. This is a very artificial blue to me.
This is a dark cyan, but a bright turquoise is actually a good way to refer to it, I think. Like, this shouldn't be called dark turquoise in the slightest. Turquoise is a darker color than this. I don't want to look at this color too long as well, because cyan just has that eye-searing quality to it when it's really bright, and this is a pretty bright one. I'm saying this is a C or D.
I was going to say C. It's not actively unpleasant enough to hit D, I don't think. But it is not great. The next
I was about to call this dark tortoise.
I don't know. Do we do the next one? Probably. No?
I don't think so. We could, I guess. Well, actually, now I think about it, yeah.
Skip it. Let's skip it.
Okay.
Going to dark violet.
There's like 1,000 colors up here. We might want to skip every chance that we get.
Yeah, at this point. Because there are like thousands. All right, dark violet. Dark according to who?
Violet according to who? This is a magenta.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, this pushes into magenta territory for sure. There's enough red in there.
Or rather, like, I would call this a purple. I would not really call it a violet.
Yeah.
Like, violet should be more blue than this, right? Like, I think that's the case.
I usually think of purple as more towards the blue, violet being in the middle, and like magenta being on the red side.
Yeah,
but I would still call just this fake, so like, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Magenta's the one that's fake, technically.
Yeah, I would say this is an A tier. Like, it's still like a nice purple. It's just
it's fine.
There's so many better choices.
Mm-hmm. You know, we might not. There might be some service that uses this as its primary color, maybe, but I don't know about that. I don't know which one would do that.
Yeah.
Or used it at one point, anyway.
Yeah.
I think they changed recently. One of them was.
They probably have a custom one now, yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
I put it up at A, yeah.
Dartmouth green. It's the slightly worse variant of British racing green. A?
Yeah, sure. A sounds good.
Yeah.
It's another one of the college greens thing.
Yeah.
It's another college color. Probably doesn't. Hold on a second. Is this exactly the same as another color? No. Apparently, this one is specifically chosen because it's the only decent color that had not been chosen already.
Wow. Amazing.
ISCC descriptor of this calls this a deep yellowish green, in which case ISCC descriptor is what the fuck are you talking about? There's no yellow in this at all.
This is more blue than yellow. Yeah, this is actually, I'm looking at the graph of it, and it is in fact it is pushing well into the teal area.
Yeah. All right, so we're skipping Davy's gray because that is extremely gray.
Just a gray. Yeah.
And now we're finally out of darks and darts. Dart, I guess, kind of is a
deep cerise.
Yeah. Deep cerise, huh?
Yeah. I feel like this is like an A tier pink. It's a little hotter than I'd like. Like it's a little brighter.
I would call this a B tier pink, this one specifically.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because it's too intense, I think.
It's a little too intense, yeah. Which is probably going to be consistent throughout a lot of the deeps, I would assume.
I will say this is a great color for beam sabers and laser blasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, that would mean this is one of the cheapest inks, I believe. Or just like what they had left over, whatever the story is for the Gundam lasers.
Yeah.
Stories of colors. All right, next one. Yeah, this is enough of a color. It's just a really, really light one.
Yeah. They're calling it deep champagne because champagne by itself does not really have much of a color. So it's a darker one, really.
Champagne has like a very light hint of like yellow, orange, goldish, and like
yeah.
I think this is a pretty good color for what it's trying to do. I think this is a really nice accent color with like white tablecloths and stuff.
It's a fine, brighter tan color.
Yeah.
You know, it's got some decent amount of orange to it that, saves it from being super boring.
I would even push this up into B just because if you're looking for something that does what this color does, I don't think you're going to get much better of a choice.
I agree with that. Deep champagne can be a B.
Yeah. All right, deep chestnut.
Now, this is actually a color I can fuck with. I like it. Deep chestnut. This is another wood color that I'm really into. You know, this is a bright wood color. This is the kind of like, all right, I just oiled it and I protected it with some linseed oil or something. This is kind of like the brighter chunks that I'm looking for. This is the kind. It's another nice wood, is what I'm getting at.
When I talk about colors that are like for wood and what I'm usually looking for is like all in on red, this is literally all in on red, just lightly desaturated, lightly darkened, like just the slightest amount in both ways. And it's, again, you can still feel that richness of the red coming through without it being overpowering. I'm a big fan. I like it.
Yeah,
I think it's a bright red that you can wear this without it being too egregious. You can have furniture of this without it being too egregious. You know, a meal could have an ingredient that's this color, and it wouldn't be
delicious.
Yeah, it'd be delicious. Yeah, like I think this is just a versatile, wonderful red.
All right, I'm thinking this might be an S then. Deep chestnut.
Yeah,
sounds good. The S tier chestnut.
S tier nut, baby. You love to see it. Wow, there's a
real
lot of deep
good
as well.
Nut. There are, yeah.
All right, deep fuchsia. 1.5 4C1. It's like an A tier purple pink, kind of.
A B tier purple pink, I think.
B tier purple
deep
pink.
Fuchsia.
Yeah, because it is like, it's a bit too like, it feels like a lilac ripoff.
It does, yeah. This is not. It's too like, I think the fact that it's deep is kind of like putting it off. Like it's not. I think this would be better in either direction. It's not quite getting it on what it wants to be right now. Yeah. It doesn't hit it right. This would be nicer if it was brighter or more desaturated and slightly darker.
Yeah, it's a little too saturated and simultaneously not desaturated enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Now this next one, it seems a lot more reasonable than the earlier dark jungle green. This time we have deep jungle green.
And I do like this one a little bit more. Honestly. It's also this is like a dark turquoise specifically. There's not really a tremendous amount of there's green in it. There's a lot of green in it, obviously, but this is a nice balance between green and blue, and also very dark.
Yeah. I would say this is like probably like a B tier color for me.
Yeah, probably.
All right, it works. It's a functional color. I don't know. As soon as you start getting into teal, I want it to either be like teal enough to be teal-ass teal, or just kind of not teal at all. Now this next color I can fuck with, both because it would be a great band name, and also because I think it's a great color. It's deep lemon.
Hell yeah.
Deep lemon, baby. I fuck with deep lemon. I big fuck with deep lemon.
Yeah, this is a bright yellow lemon. The bright yellow that I mean, again, y'all know how much I like these, actually. I'm all for all kinds of bright yellows that have a little bit of orange worked into them, and this is one of those for certain.
The thing that I love about this to me is like nature's richest yellow. Like, this is a yellow of a vibrant plant. Like, a plant that's doing really well might make this yellow, I think. I'm not saying, I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't like it as much as banana yellow, and the banana yellow is a even brighter, but still not super eye-searing yellow. God, they're
but
close.
This is up there.
Let me get a back-to-back real quick. FFE135. All right. Banana yellow is just a little more functional. Yeah, it's a little lighter. Yeah, I agree. This is an S, and it's really close to an S+, which makes sense because it is, as far as colors go, very close to an S+. Like, it is actually very close to it.
It's also quite close to cyber yellow, so which is already an S. So
yeah. Also, damn, what a good name. If names were a thing I was considering, I would think that might push Deep Lemon above Banana Yellow, just because Deep Lemon is such a good name.
It is quite good, yeah. And that's not saying that Banana Yellow is a bad name either. It's just Deep Lemon's real good.
Mm-hmm. Right,
if we're considering names, though, Cyber Yellow is the best of those three.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and Deep Mauve coming in hot.
This is nicer than Deep Fuchsia. This is kind of like what I was talking about, like going in a direction. That I won't necessarily say it's better enough that it puts it up to above B, but it's like a higher B than Deep Fuchsia.
Yeah, agreed.
I also don't know if I would call this deep mauve, but that's me. Pretty close to just regular mauve. Anyway, that's just me getting on that.
Deep pink. What does deep mean with the color right now? Because this is hot pink. This is like hottest pink.
This is a little neon pink almost. This is
literally 255 red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're calling deep as in like saturated, but a lot of these other ones aren't. Yeah. That's too pink is the way I'd put it. That's
too intense to be functional. I think this is like a D pink probably for me.
Sure, I'm for that.
Because it's just too much. Like, there's better pinks to choose for this.
This is a 90s pink.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, this is yesterday's pink. Get it out of your life. Get some new pinks. You're worth it.
Yeah. Now, if we want to go ahead and just immediately pair this with the exact color that is like the pairing for the 90s.
Yeah.
The next color is exactly that.
Blue. There it is. And guess what? Hey, guess what the blue value is on this one?
Oh, is it 255?
It is. Guess what the red value is on this one?
Is it 0?
It sure fucking is. Craziest thing. I like this color more than deep pink for what it's worth. I think it's a lot more functional and a lot less eye-searing.
It's a lot more usable on its own.
Yeah. I would say this is like a B tier blue for me. Like it's a functional baby blue. It's not my favorite, but it's workable.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
All right, I don't know. Do we do this next one? I don't know. I mean, I'm really...
It's pretty much the same color as Dark Slate Gray. We're just going to consider it like that, I think.
Deep Space Sparkle gets the rating of too close to Dark Slate Gray.
Which means I'm just going to go ahead and... there next. And I'm going to put it in the same section. We already know where it's going, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Deep top.
Deep top.
Who's ready for
I don't like top.
Top. I also am not terribly fond of top, unless it's a very red one.
Yeah, deep top is a reasonably red one, but it's not like... I don't like it. Top in general is a kind of...
Yeah.
It's like the color I would describe as like, ooh. So like going even brown was too spicy for you, huh?
Yeah, it's gray that's thinking about red. It's like... So you know how a lot of seltzer waters are flavored because like there's a group of limes having a meeting in the next room next to the office you're in? This is
That's
like
the way I
that,
describe
but
this
with
color,
red. Yeah, like there was red having a meeting in the room next door to some gray. Professor Elbow Patches is a good way to say this. I would say this is
boring
like,
Professor Elbow Patches specifically.
Yeah, I'd say D.
Yeah, agreed.
This color's making me tired. Let's move on before I fall asleep. Rating colors.
Agreed.
Now let's move on to the most blue jeans of all colors. Denim.
It's just denim. That's what it is.
Just denim.
And I mean, jeans of this color for a reason. It's a good shade of blue. Yeah. You know?
I'd say this is
I'm gonna have to check.
This is like an S tier blue for me. Because it's close enough to other ones that I'm sure I've rated highly as well.
It's pretty close to cerulean blue.
Yeah.
Not quite there. It is a different shade, but it's close.
This is kind of just, yep, that's blue.
That's blue right there. Yep. Yeah. As denim.
I'd say that's an S tier, just functionally.
Yeah. And now, hey, let's talk real quick about this shade of blue, and that this is not a shade of blue I'd actually want jeans to be. The next one.
Yeah, denim blue is a little too sharp.
It's a little too slightly inching into the purple spectrum. Just the slightest bit, you know?
For me, my big problem with this is just that it's like, it's a little washed out, but it's too saturated. Like, it's just a little too saturated. I like it as a color, but not as a color for denim.
Yeah, agreed. I would say this is an A on the blues.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's not as good as jeans as just straight up denim.
Oh, I think I accidentally closed the color name document. Okay, there we go. I have amended the situation. And next up we have desert. Now this is some sandstone I can get into.
This is that shade of khaki that you were talking about. Like, this is the kind of, this is the shade that I would be more into than like dark tan and
for sure
other things like that.
Really,
I agree with you.
It's heavily desaturated, but it's also fairly bright. Like, it's darkened just enough that it's still like, it's not an annoying orange, but the colors really still come through. This plays off of a lot of colors really well. Basically anything that like theoretically would play off of orange, but orange is too much, will still play nicely with desert.
Absolutely. This is a great thing to pair with blue, green, or anything of that kind of, you know, the brighter, cool colors.
Yeah.
This and purple go pretty well together. I would say that right there. Desert is a good, like, I would say this is an A, Dawn Desert.
Oh, yeah, I'd give this an A as well. Yeah.
This is the tan that I want. This is the khaki color I want.
Oh. All right, next up is desert sand.
Yeah, what deserts have you seen that are this color though?
Yeah, this is dark salmon that got a little faded. I think this one's a D.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, it's you're wearing a dark salmon shirt, and like as time goes on, you left it out in the sun for too long, and it decayed into this weird. Yeah, this is a beach sand color. This is not a desert sand color. I would agree with that entirely. This has got like little bits of seashell all into it, you know.
Also, yeah, Matt, this is why I liked using squad. We finally figured out a use of squad stream that's like legitimately valuable and gives you two different information panels that are both relevant, and it's making a tier list of colors. All right, everybody, who's ready for the sequel to one of my favorite games of 2019, Dicey Dungeons? It's Dingy Dungeons, baby. Why is it the color of meat?
I don't know, but I like the color of meat, though, is the thing, you know?
It's a good color, like, for sure, but
this is a really nice rare steak, is what it is. And like,
but bizarre pull for Dingy Dungeon, I think.
Agreed, 100%. Like, man, what are you talking about calling this Dingy Dungeon? Dingy Dungeon is something like the previous one we skipped over, that dim gray. That's what I would call Dingy Dungeon, right? This is more like...
This is amaranth. This is like really close to amaranth. This is like
an S-tier
borderline amaranth, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad that it can go up that high with that name, but why'd you call it Dingy Dungeon? I'm putting this up at S.
Yeah, right up there with denim and deep lemon. They're respectable. And cyber yellow. It's Dingy Dungeon.
This is very much the meat fort kind of color. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't know why it's called that, but it's a good-ass color.
Next color, D, but I'm going to put it on screen first. It's Ryu, baby.
It's extremely Ryu.
This is the official color of Ryu. How do you like it? It's dirt.
It's dirt, all right. Dirt is slightly too much. It's exactly the middle point between brown and tan that I don't like it for either of those things.
This is gonna sound dumb maybe, but like follow along with me if you can. This is the color of like dirty mud. Like mud that has shit in it, like oil and like different crap like mixed into it just from like being driven on and all that. Like this is gross post-city grime mud.
This is this is slush after people have it is slush that is mixed in with all the mud all over the place. This color. I don't like dirt. I think this is a
This is mud
is
with
it
depression.
C or D?
I think this is D. I think this is like a really sad brown, and like if you're making a piece of art and you had this brown in it, it would almost universally be improved by picking a brown from any of the higher tiers. I'm not saying you can't make this work. You could, but you're gonna have to put a lot more work in to make this brown like functional at a competitive level than if you were to pick a brown from a higher tier. Yeah.
This has like a 2-7, a 2-8 matchup with basically all the other browns, is how I'd describe it, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a struggle to play dirt. All right.
Exactly.
So next color up here we have is, I'm guessing this is based on the baseball team.
It is, yep, based on the baseball team.
It's kind of deep sky blue, but I like it a little less.
Yeah. I think it probably goes in the same place as deep sky blue, but I like it a little less. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Which
a
is
B.
what, like C, B?
It was B. Yeah.
Yeah, in that range.
We put dark sky blue at C because dark sky blue is like double kinds of false advertising.
That's what it was. Yeah, that one was really low.
Yeah, but it's better than dark sky blue, so I think it works up at B.
All right, next color is dogwood rosé, which I like the color a lot.
No, this is a good magenta.
Yeah,
it's a nice brightly reddish magenta.
Yeah, this is kind of like if you handed me a jewel or gem of this color, I'd be like, this is a valuable gem for sure.
Oh, absolutely. This is close to, if it was a little darker and a little redder, this would basically be the color of a pigeon's blood ruby, which is exactly what you want. That is the most valuable form of ruby.
Yeah,
it would need to be both those
That's
things,
why I said it, because obviously I know those ruby facts as well. I'm also an enthusiast of gems.
I can't explain why I know so much things.
No, it's fine. Hey, you know what? It's pertinent information right now, and I'm glad we have it on the table. Sorry, I had to take a second to appreciate these ruby facts coming into play right now. You know what? I'm glad you got to use that, because I'm sure it doesn't come up often.
When we get down to a color that's the Padparacha sapphire color, that like really nice, it's slightly bluish orange, I'm gonna be hard painting, like going hard for it at S, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dogwood Rose is a pretty good color. I think this is an A at least.
I'd say this is an S for me. This is a really nice one. Yeah, it's
close to Amaranth. It's a little bit more purplish than Amaranth.
It's also very close to Dingy Dungeon. I think it's like a little more intense than Dingy Dungeon, but like both are lovely.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it goes along with Cyber Grape, Cyber Yellow, Deep Chestnut, Deep Lemon, Denim, Dingy Dungeon. Weirdly enough, really good names actually do elevate them a bit.
Yeah. Duke Blue, F, Boo College. That's what I think.
I mean, it's a fine blue.
It's just Pantone blue. It's basically just dark blue or Pantone blue. Like,
it's slightly lighter than dark blue is what it is. It's very close though.
Let me see exactly how close, because this is 00156
versus 00139. Pantone blue is 024168.
So they took out a little bit of green and made it a little darker, and that's it.
It's good. It's a good color.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it's probably at S because it's very close to both of those.
Yeah, because it can't be the S plus because the S plus is locked by Pantone blue right now. But,
for such a similar color, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I know if Emperor of Walnut is a real color, or did Eunice make that up?
I don't know.
We'll see maybe in a bit.
My streak.
It's not in our list, I don't think.
Would be better personally. I prefer blues with more green.
I'm sad to say none of the colors in the Wikipedia list of colors, open parentheses, compact, close parentheses, has Emperor on the front of it.
Yeah.
But I do think it is a good name. I believe that's a color for, at the very least, I'm pretty sure that's a color for Gordeau. So I don't know if that's one of the universal though. I don't know if Emperor Walnut is for everyone.
Anyway, do we skip Dutch White?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So let's go right to the E's now.
There's thankfully not that many E's because it's right between a lot of D's and a lot of F's.
And a lot of F's, yeah. So we'll probably do E and then take a quick break and then do F and then call it E1A95F. It's Earth Yellow. It's okay.
I actually kind of like this. It's not like I'm gonna go to bat for it, but it's fine. It's good. It is a shade of. This is the color I would call desert. This is the one that I would associate with rolling dunes of sand. You know, this a little bit of dark, a little bit more orange at the same time.
Yellow, and water yellow.
So if you are familiar with Jim Henson's other works, he has a book, A Tale of Sand. And it's really good. It's this really good comic with no words, just drawings. And this color, I believe, is like featured pretty prominently throughout. So I will agree as well. Like it was like a color like this and a color that was like a pretty good purple. So I'd say this is either an A or an S for me. I'm fine with either.
I think this is an A. I'm not going to say this is an S. It's a nice, useful, good color, though, and I like it. I would not say this is an S, though. This is not, I'm not going to immediately go like, man, this is my shit.
All right, I say we skip right to eggplant, but I will take a quick second to highlight the fact that they named a thing Eerie Black, and it is 1B, 1B, 1B. It's
just 27, 27, 27.
It's slightly lightened black.
Yeah, I would not call that eerie black myself. We're skipping over ecru, which I'm just gonna say ecru is a good name for a color, but it's very much similar to things we've already rated. We don't really need to go check on that. Eggplant, though.
Eggplant. Let me get the hex code for eggplant in place here. 614051. This is all right. This is like a kind of an antique store purple.
Yeah, it's perfectly serviceable. It is also very much the color of eggplant. Thank you, Idiot with no test for the resub.
Yeah, it's just a nice aubergine. I'd like it to be a little darker if we're gonna call it eggplant.
Mm-hmm.
And a little richer of a purple, maybe. But like, this is an all right purple. This is like a tablecloth purple. Like I saw this a lot at the, you know, like
B?
people probably use this in like weddings a lot. I'd say like B or A. Yeah.
I wouldn't call this an A. I think this is a B as well. It is not one of the. I think this is not one of the nicer purples, just kind of in general. It is definitely usable. I would not turn my nose up at it. I don't hate it. But it's just kind of like, it's there. All right. Up next is something we're skipping because it's just an off-white. And then Egyptian blue. This is a good blue.
This is a very good blue. Going back and comparing it to earlier blues.
It's similar to denim blue and Duke blue at all. I think that means that it is inevitably like an S tier blue is what it is. It's very similar to those.
Yeah, and to give you all an idea of what the difference is between Pantone blue and this, it is borderline the exact same amount of blue. It's 166 versus 168 for Pantone. A little bit less green in Pantone blue. This is because this one's 52 versus 24, and then a little bit of red. So it's honestly just a slightly more faded Pantone blue. Still S though, for sure.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not as deeply blue as Pantone. That's definitely the main reason.
I'm Ty Tuesday, and this next color is going to jail for being mislabeled.
Yeah, this is one of those ones like a lot of people have different definitions of what this is. Electric blue.
No,
this is not what I would call electric blue.
This
either.
is teal. This is a teal at best, or a sky blue maybe. Electric blue to me is like Duke blue or Pantone blue. Like this is not electric blue to me at all.
This electric blue is like Puce in that there's multiple different colors referred to as that as its name. And if you go looking, like even if you bring up the Wikipedia page for it, scroll down, electric blue, most of those are what you're talking about. They're darker, they're like deeper, they're more blue than this weird cyan. It's just like, for whatever reason, this is the primary one according to Wikipedia.
I will say this is more offensive to my eyes than teal. It is like, or not teal, sorry, I meant cyan, just raw cyan. So I think this is like one layer lower than wherever cyan is right now.
Cyan's at F. So
okay, so I feel like this is then another F. Because this like actively sucks to look at compared to the other sky blues. They're at least a little softer.
Yeah.
Electric blue according to Wikipedia. Exactly. I'm glad you also have web noted for the different web variations, because why are there so many web variations and why are they all so bad?
I don't know. The web colors are
a fucking
web
mystery.
colors probably stem back from being an old Windows thing, I bet.
Yeah. Being math colors first. All right, electric indigo.
So this is the kind of like, first off, this isn't an indigo. This is a violet. Second, but this is actually like, if we want to talk about being a really bright violet, this is kind of something I'm into. Like, this is a very, very bright and very, very saturated violet, specifically.
Yeah, this is a 100-100 color that actually works. Like, it's all in on saturation, all in on brightness, but it's not overwhelming because the blue and the purple kind of like chill each other out so nicely. It's a color that's balanced out. Like the saturation and brightness should make it too much, but the color just plays so nice because it's such a good, like, tantamount cool color. Like this is kind of, if you're trying to describe what a cool color is to someone, this would be like a good color to show them.
You don't want to look at it for too long for certain. This is very bright and very searing, but it makes a really, really great color pair with other colors.
It's really
very bold.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't think it deserves an S, but it's definitely like an A to me.
I put an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, an example of like, this is what I would call an electric color. It's bright and, it's saturated and bold, but it's not necessarily bright.
Yeah.
Now, electric lime is bright and too much.
Too much. This is a safety color, in my opinion. This is the color I would use. This is a 255 green, 0 blue, 204 red. This is Danger Will Robinson color. This is like a reflective vest color. Useful for what it is used for, but not a color I would want to put anywhere.
It's a C.
I'd say like a D even, because it's pretty unfortunate to look at. Like, if you painted my house this color, I'd beat your ass. Like,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Extremely warning puke hazard. Yeah, electric lime is. Another electric. We got 5 electrics in a row. Which is kind of surprising. There's only 5 electric colors according to Wikipedia. But
yeah,
sure.
I mean, this is the compact list. You know, they only could really get the standouts in here, and 3 of them are related to purple, and 1 of them's wrong. So, but
electric purple is a little bit more reddish. It's very similar value-wise to electric indigo. A little reddish, a little brighter, a little.
I like it a lot more.
Really?
Yeah, like I like it more than electric indigo, but like I feel like this one's like the red one. Like this is red and electric indigo is blue. Like there's a color between the 2 of them, and this is the red side, the other one's the blue side. But I like both.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna see that in a second, but
yeah,
I guess I'm fine with putting them at the same tier for certain.
Yeah,
like electric indigo, electric.
Because I feel like they're functionally the same. Yeah, like do you want this middle color that's coming up next with a little more red or a little more blue? And like it works fine on both sides. And this magical middle color I keep talking about is electric violet. Now I don't like this one.
It is very much suffering from middle color problems. I personally like it more than electric purple just because I like the bluer purples more than the redder purples most of the time. But I can see where you're coming from entirely. And
I want it to go one way or the other a bit, but I do like it. I think it's in the same tier as the other ones. I just think this would be like the lower end of that tier.
Sure, I agree with that.
Yeah. All right, next color. Not a chaos emerald.
It isn't. No, because
just a regular emerald.
Yeah, because the chaos emeralds are a little bit more of a foresty green. Well, the one chaos emerald that is green is a little bit more foresty green than this. This is a very realistically emerald color, because a lot of emeralds are actually this like slightly bluish, a little bright color. More valuable ones are darker and more intensely green, but this is kind of like your generic emerald color.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's like a generic A. Like it's okay, it's good.
It's a generic A, yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why the ones that are the gemstones that are more green than the typical ones are worth more, because they're nicer colors. Emerald is a merely okay as far as those greens, I think.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna say it before I even type it down, just to give you an idea of where I'm at with the conversation. I'm gonna need to see it large first, I guess, before I open my mouth. But this next color is ooh, see that to me? All right, let me check S plus here. What are we gonna be against with this?
Amethyst.
Amethyst, or maybe even dark purple. Yeah, oh, it'd be amethyst probably. Oh.
I'm
like
gonna
the
go to bat for
intensity.
amethyst over this.
Yeah, I like the intensity of eminence.
This is definitely an S at least. Eminence is this is a royal ass purple, is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it needs
That's
more
why it's called
personality one way or the other to be an S+, but I feel like this is like a clean S, and it's a very... This is a really functional S. This is an S that works in a lot of situations. Like, when you need a purple, you can't go wrong with eminence, which is a really
Eminence,
good name.
my favorite color, and also favorite band at the same time.
I said Eminence like 6 times, and I was like, do I just remember this as a bit? And then I did it right on accident, so fuck it, Eminence. Yeah, I think this is an S. I think it's a
purple,
high S.
my old friend.
Yeah, Simon and Eminescence Funkle, I guess.
Shit, wait, right, yeah, Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's fine. Hey, they can't all be winners.
I'm bad, I'm dumb, we're both dumb. It's an S.
We're doing a tier list of colors. What do you expect from us? If you're here and you're expecting smart shit, fuck off. What are you doing? All right, let's see, back to E. Next is English lavender.
We're gonna be getting into a series of English colors that are all very reminiscent of English cuisine, I feel like.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, an old house. Like, an old house that hasn't been tended to.
Exactly, yeah. I'm just saying, like, when I say it's reminiscent of English cuisine, I'm saying it's fucking boring.
Yeah. Like...
I'm not for it.
No, this feels, like, dusty. It just feels dusty.
Yeah. It's a color that feels old. Bad way.
Yeah, it's like sun-dried purple. Yeah, I'm not into it. What do you say, C? For being such a shoddy purple?
I'm fine with putting this at a D. I don't like it at all. English lavender is a poor color. I'm
willing. I wasn't gonna say it because I didn't want to offend anybody, but yeah, I'll put it at D.
I'm willing to say if you like this one, I don't get it. You're absolutely entitled to your opinion on that, but I don't get it.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm being controversial here.
Whoa. We got putting his foot down on this one. All right, next up we have English red.
Which is, again, a very boring red.
Yeah, it's a really boring red. It's dusty. Again, it's dusty. How do they... Hey, England. Dust it. Dust it up. Dust your colors off a little. They need it. This is
no
like
saturation, please. We're British. We don't like our colors to be any form of spicy, thanks.
I mean, I think this is a C. It's just a really disappointing red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's deep chestnut that needs to be cleaned.
Now, with that said, the next one's actually a lot better.
Yeah, English vermilion has a lot more life in it. This has some vibrance.
This is the Indian influence into their cuisine kind of thing. This is the chicken tikka masala of the colors that they have.
Yeah, this is still, it's a little more clay-like than I like in my reds that are like at this intensity.
Yeah.
But it's solid.
Similar to that deep chestnut, but not quite there. It's more reddish, more clayey. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an A or a B for me. Like, it's solid.
I think this is an A. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is still desaturated compared to the actual color vermilion, which we'll see, I don't know, maybe in a couple months.
Yeah, in a few years. All right, English violet, another color that I am here for, oddly enough.
Yeah, this is actually fine.
Yeah, this is another color that this wears nicely. Like, it just the purples wear out into other nice purples.
It's similar to, it's actually quite similar to Cyber Grape of all colors. It's not quite as vibrant as Cyber Grape is.
Yeah.
It's a little desaturated compared to them because I guess that is the through line for all of the English colors. They're just like less saturated.
Like, I would still say this is A tier, but it's A tier in a field with a lot of S tier competition. Like, there's a lot of S tier purples that are very similar to this one. It is still A tier, but like, you have so many better choices.
Yeah, agreed. I put it at A.
All right, next one is Eaton blue.
Which, you're calling this a blue?
Yeah.
Who's calling this a blue?
Hey, chat, if you think this is blue, I want you to know I don't agree.
Oh, this is another college blue, and also it's like very similar to Cambridge blue, which fucking sucks. This is a D. I'm for not this at all for a number of different reasons.
I don't like it. I don't like it for a lot of reasons, but I'm gonna say it's a D or an F for sure.
Yeah, I'm putting
between
this at
false
D.
advertising, being a school color, like all this other shit. There's just so much going on that I'm not a fan of.
This gentrified ass seafoam is what this is. Gross. Ugh.
Sure.
Lame mint is a good way to refer to it, yeah.
All right, here we go, baby. It's Eucalyptus. This color is much more. This color is
a lot.
Yeah.
But if M blue is the lame mint, this is like the hot mint, you know? This is spearmint is what it is. This is the color of toothpaste.
Yeah. I like this one.
Yeah, it's actually pretty alright, all things considered. Like, as far as that kind of color of toothpaste thing goes, I think this is a good B, high B to A.
I'd say it's a B.
I think
it's a B.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, the problem we're going to come into a lot with this color is this shade, like this value, I guess, is so intense that even if you saturate the shit out of it, it barely changes it. Like, I just saturated it and darkened it, and the darken was more noticeable than the saturation by like a lot. Like, even if you mess around, there's so much zone to work with that all kind of looks a lot like this. So I'm gonna say we keep the Eucalyptus zone in mind, because there's like a lot that's right around the Eucalyptus zone.
I agree with that. That's like, you're gonna be talking about the more pleasant form of brighter cyanish kind of zone of colors. They're all very similar, and they're all very gonna be all judged at the same way pretty much. So it's like, okay, they're gonna be at like a B. Okay, that's all the E's.
Yeah, shall we take a quick 5-minute break, stretch, grab drinks, use the restroom?
I need to get up and stretch and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll sit back down and do F and call it a stream. So like it says there, I'll be right back. Do you get it? It's a joke about the color. All right, well, BRB.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I've returned. I've grabbed as a snack before I make my dinner some Girl Scout cookie.
I'm back. I don't have any snacks, which is sad for me. I would prefer to have snacks instead of having none.
I would want one snack, maybe.
Yeah, the good news is after this, I do get to make a bunch of flapjacks, which I'm quite excited for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be my good boy treat after this for sure.
I have actually had a roast going in my sous vide for a while, so I'm gonna pull that out after this and cook it.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna say we skip right to Fallow red because I don't respect the first two. One for being a company, and one for being basically just kind of another one of those browns.
Oh, actually, I just got alerted for something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, chat. How's it going? How's everyone doing? Yeah, Cocklasot or whatever was like a really good one. That color ruled. It reminds me of Tangelo a lot, which I'm a big fan of. Like FF3800. Yeah, look at that boy. Woo! Woo! What a color. Woo! You love to see it. Beloved color. Back to Fallow red. Oh yeah, by the way, the podcast for Grown Ups 2 is out. If you want to hear us talk for almost 3 hours about an hour and a half bad movie. Oh yeah, and I'll have the month schedule going up.
Sorry
soon.
about that.
Ah, no worries.
I returned. Something got caught. Probably like a little bit of a fleck of something maybe got caught in the heating element of the precision cooker.
Oh, so it started beeping at you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Fallow red.
Fallow red. I feel
pretty
like
nice.
It's a classic A rank red.
Yeah.
Like we've got a lot of them up there, like kind of the amaranth field. You know,
it's
the general amaranth field.
It's a little bit more, you know, darker reddish, just like a more regular red, I feel like, but it's a nice, pleasant dark red. It's a solid brick red, I think, like a good, nice brick red, as opposed to the brighter, fresher bricks of brick red.
Fandango. Fandango. Fandango seems okay. I'm solid with
Fandango's okay.
Yeah.
Fandango is not as good as the Fandango that's gonna follow Fandango, I think.
Yeah. I'd say this is like probably an B or A tier Fandango.
I think this is a B tier, like a high B tier Fandango is what it is as far as Fandangos go.
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of Fandango to look through, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, Fandango.
Here's the only other Fandango to look through.
It's Fandango Pink, the only other Fandango on the list.
Now, Fandango Pink, I think, is a much better Fandango.
I like Fandango Pink a lot, yeah.
This is along with the other really nice serviceable pinks, I think, which puts it up at A.
Mm-hmm.
Alongside Cherry Blossom Pink, Charm Pink, all those kinds of ones. Yeah, Fandango Pink. It's not. No, this is not a salmonique pink at all. This is a pink that knows it's a pink.
No, this has pink definitively in it. Yeah.
There's not much orange to this at all. Maybe a tiny bit, but there is not much.
Yeah, not much. Now, fashion fuchsia.
Fashion uses extremely bright? This is an electric fuchsia, basically.
This is fashion. Okay, so like this is maybe I could see the nanny on a really if the nanny was really on one, as it were, I could see her rocking some fashion fuchsia.
Like a real nanny's just 100% going for it.
Fran Drescher is going ape shit. Just really wants to fuck up the whole town. I could see the nanny wearing this. Yeah.
I suppose so. Yeah. I don't like it too much.
No,
it's very bright.
I think it's like it's very intense, and I think if you're going for this kind of electric, like pink or fuchsia, I think this is one of the better choices you have. I still think it's a B.
I think deep pink is probably a better choice for that, even though I think deep pink is bad. Nah, that might not be the case. This is probably a better one. You're right.
This is just overwhelmingly powerful. So like when you use it, and you gotta really own it. I think it's a B, but I think it's a B that like you really gotta be sure you know what you're doing with it.
Okay. Fawn. Fawn is very similar to earth yellow. Almost exactly the same.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, it's really close. It is mathematically almost identical. It has like 10 more
a little bit more blue. That's it.
I'm gonna say it's earth yellow tier because it's almost identical to earth yellow. Yeah.
I think we put it. Yeah, earth yellow was at A, so sounds good. Fawn is it's incredibly similar color.
Yeah. Feldgrau.
Feldgrau, which is also being called a green and is extremely similar. Gray, and is extremely similar to dark slate gray. Yeah. It's a little bit more gray than dark slate gray is actually. It's slightly bit.
It's
also a little brighter.
I like this color a lot actually. Like of the things that are almost gray, this is probably my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually not opposed to that at all. Feldgrau is pretty good.
I'd say it's like a B tier, just because like it's still not like a really intense color, but like it's really
we put
functional.
dark slate gray at A.
Oh, okay, I think I'd say like A then. Yeah, I'd say it's about there. Yeah. I'm trying to avoid over-tiering stuff because I know I tend to be more positive overall. All right, Feldspar. Another one that I think just is kind of generic flesh tony.
This doesn't even look like Feldspar, the actual rock that it's named after.
Not even a little.
It's pretty boring. It's very generic in its color palette. The name is misleading. I would say this is a C.
I'd say D even.
Okay, yeah.
The misleading
Feldspar,
name, I think, pushes it to, because it's boring and misleading.
Did you immediately put Facebook blue at F, by the way?
Oh, I just skipped it entirely. I'm not even recognizing it. Yeah. We're not even going to give it the time of day. It's not worth it. Now, Fern Green.
Fern Green is an okay color.
It's a little sickly. It plays well with a lot of good browns, though, I think.
I think it's a nice, serviceable green. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit like you took Feldgrau and you just kind of like gave it a little bit of a personality.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. But not necessarily for the better. I think this is a B as far as greens go.
Yeah. All right. This next one, I'm going to go to bat for as it is very close to another very optimal color that is in fact S+. Like it is mathematically very close to an S+. Yeah. But it is, I think, worse. This is Ferrari red, and I think it is the most classic candy apple red you can really get. I think it's phenomenal when it's used well. I think it's an S, pretty clean, because this is like, I think
it's
this
very
really
similar to Cocoa, so
it is.
think it has.
Yeah, because like this one is 255.40.0. Coco is 255.56.0. Now, I will say they are pretty noticeably different between them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it is a slight difference, but it is a noticeable one. That being said, I do like Coco a little bit better, and I think they're so close that the S Plus discussion would have to come up, and I think I prefer Coco over Ferrari Red.
I agree with you entirely.
Just because I think there's a softness to Coco that Ferrari Red lacks.
Well, yeah, because it's increased in its slight. What is it? Is it a green or blue that they have? It's green, right?
It's a little bit extra green in Coco.
The slight bit of green kind of brings down the red the tiniest bit in a way that's more
like an orange a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Still just a great color. Just a real classic. Mm-hmm. All right, field drab. Wow, that's gross. I think this is a really gross brown. I'll say it right now. This
looks like pretty gross brown, and
this is a brown that's really sick. This is like F for me. This is like an F brown.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Field drab. Drab is not necessarily a thing that we like at all. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's a sick turd color is what it is specifically. That is not a healthy turd.
Yeah, sick turd. All right, Fiery Rose.
Fiery Rose is pretty similar to a lot of the other very nice standard pinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is specifically more of the B pinks, though. This is not actually at the A ones. This is a little bit...
It's a little
bit too much orange leaning.
It's a little unpleasant, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if we think it's a little bit unpleasant, let's talk more about it, I think, maybe. Like... I actually kind of agree with you. This is...
I mean, it's just more unpleasant than the other ones, for sure. Like, I would say this is maybe like a B tier pink, probably. I definitely wouldn't put it in A tier.
Mm-hmm.
B2222. It's Fire Brick. This is kind of a mediocre red, I think.
It kind of is.
It doesn't go all in enough on being red, and it doesn't have a little bit of brown to it. Like, it has too much of the other colors, so it's a little washed out.
It's better than English red. I'll say that, but it's not like tremendously better than English red. It's not as good as English Vermilion either, as far as those reds go.
Yeah.
Like, I would say this is at best a B. At best,
I'd say it's a B. Yeah, I'd say it's a B or a C as far as reds go, because there's a lot of great options to choose from.
Red is a good color with a lot of good colors in general. Also, Fire Brick versus Brick Red. They're very similar when you get down to it.
Yeah.
Because they're both bricks. Now here's a better red.
Yeah, Fire Engine Red. This is a Fire Brick with a little bit of life breathed into it.
This has got a little bit of character. I can respect this red. This is a good solid red. I like it. This is I would put this at an A as reds go.
I'd say this is like an A. Yeah, it doesn't have the vibrance or intensity of a Ferrari red or a poppy.
Coquelicot.
Poppy. Yeah, it's French for poppy. Yeah, poppy. The poppy red. But it's very good. Very useful.
It's perfectly fine. It's a nice, useful, respectable red. Yeah.
All right, and here's a color coming up that I feel like walks the exact line of you have to be exactly this red before you are red and not salmon. Yeah, if you become like, if you're any less red than this, you're pushing into Salmon Town and you're getting weird and gross. I'm okay on this color. It looks like a washed out version of a lot of colors.
It is fine, but I agree with you that it is not an inspiring red in the slightest.
If it was a little more orange, I could really feel it, but like the next color coming up, I think is a good example of what I prefer.
The next color I'm gonna go to bat maybe for as maybe the first S plus orange.
Ooh, okay.
But we'll see there.
All right, so Fire Opal though, I mean, this is probably like a B red.
I think this is a B red. Yeah, it's not. It's fine. This is like, it is not pushing into the salmon tart. It is close to, but is exactly the line in which I can still accept this as red instead.
Yeah, this is an S+ orange though. You're right. This is a
great orange. I don't like orange much. I was upfront about that.
Yeah.
So, but this is the level of orange that I'm extremely for.
This is the nature's orange. This is unironically like this is the orange that shows up in nature when things are doing well. I talk a lot about how like pleasant plants are a nice color, and there's a reason for that, right? Because like people who had instincts that made them go, oh, that looks good for like sick and diseased plants got sick and died. So now we have a natural relationship with good healthy plants that have nutrients in them and are doing well, and we know they're good to eat, so we just have like a natural instinct. This is that for orange. Like if you saw an orange or like a clementine or a Clemson or whatever that was this color, you'd be like, I'm gonna eat that. This is a very appetizing orange.
Absolutely appetizing, useful as a color in general. Being called flame, it's accurate. It's very, very a fiery orange. It's very nice. I would use it all the time. As far as these oranges go, it's good. I think this is the first S+ orange.
It's a good flower orange. It's pulled back a little bit too. Like it's not full tilt.
This is
orange.
This is not a Naruto orange. This is slightly pulled back. Yeah.
This is a Naruto after he went out on a few missions and his clothes were worn down a bit. This is what it would look like. This is a real natural in the world orange, which is good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I'd say it's an S+ orange for sure. Flame, check it out. Pretty good stuff. Best select to Flame as a color.
Mm-hmm. Flamingo pink immediately goes into the pink zone. The A tier pinks.
Yep.
It's very similar to all those other ones.
Yep, very close. This next color, I am interested about the name. And I'm gonna let chat. Hey chat, what color do you give me what you think flattery is close to? Just general, like is it like a red, a green, a blue, a brown, a black, an orange? What is flattery?
Looking up, I can't find any like mention of this as a color outside of this page only.
Yeah. And good news, only one person is right, and they took so long, I'm convinced they looked it up. It is brown? I guess like brown nosing is the joke. I don't know. I mean, it's poop. It's poop brown.
Apparently exactly one brand called Arteco uses flattery as a referring to a color.
Huh.
Okay. Well, there's that. I mean, as far as browns go, it's actually pretty nice.
It's okay. Yeah. I'd say it's like a B brown.
It's a pretty alright brown. Flattery at B. Sounds fine.
Alright. Now this next one, I don't know if we need to really put it on the list because it is pretty close to just like a cream white thing going on here.
It's pretty close. It's actually relatively. This is actually yellow enough that I think.
It's pretty yellowy. I think, yeah.
I think the one immediately after we might skip over, but
yeah, this one I think is good though. Also, the name is Fluorescent.
Fluorescent is a fantastic name.
Is fluorescent a real word that means anything? Can things have fluorescence?
Ah, man, you know. This drink has been imbrued with so much in fluorescence.
Fluorescence. Okay, the fluorescence doré is a phytoplasma disease of the vine with potential to threaten vineyards. What?
Okay.
So is it the color of a disease on grapevines?
Sounds about right.
Oh, yellowish or turning yellow is fluorescence.
Okay, that's pretty accurate for what this is. This is a very slight yellowish color. It's yellow. It is a very bright yellow that is
pale.
Also slightly paled.
Yeah. Where do we put Arlide yellow? Because I feel like this is pretty close to Arlide yellow, or this is like
Arlide yellow was A.
Yeah,
Arlide.
This is like between Arlide yellow and like Banana Mania. I would say like it's kind of between the two of those. It's also very close to Canary yellow, wherever we ended up putting Canary yellow.
Yeah, Arlide yellow is at A. I think Banana Mania was also up at A.
Yeah.
Canary yellow is actually down at C because I think this is distinctly better than Canary yellow for what it's worth.
I think so too. Yeah, for sure.
I could put this at a B or an A. It's either one. I don't necessarily feel too strongly about it either way.
I'd put B just because I think it's so muted.
Fluorescent at B sounds about right. Immediately after is a color that's almost identical. It's very slightly different and is a little bit darker.
It's boring. It's
theoretically
flax.
more
We're
of a
skipping
color,
it.
but it's boring. Yeah.
Next up is Flirt.
That's pretty accurate as far as a name goes. I would call that a flirty color.
Pretty flirty color. I like it. Yeah, it's like it's royalty with some zazz.
A little bit more for the red side of things, and it works.
It's a real intense magenta, for sure.
Yeah. That looks like an A as far as flirt goes. Like, I think this is a good one of these.
That's an A.
Purples in general. Yeah, purples in general all work really well, and they're all pretty high up there. This is a nice solid one.
All right, Flower Girl.
We could skip this over as just this is another one of the pink zone.
Yep, I'll put it up on screen, but yep,
yeah.
This is another one of them pinks. Just one of them. Again, it's like the kind of like some of the seafoam greens, where there's like a really wide range where the human eye just doesn't differentiate between it super well. All right, time for Ty learns typing.
It can be hard to spell fluorescent. I frequently do not remember the order of the U-O and E.
The worst part is it wasn't even that. It was when I was typing in the hex code, I got F and 4 backwards. Son of a bitch. Fluorescent blue.
This is very cyan.
Yeah, this is a hot cyan right now.
It's not as hot cyan as hot cyan, and I would say this is a D over an F.
I would say this is slightly worse than dark turquoise. So if dark turquoise is already in D, I would say this is a lower D than dark turquoise.
Dark turquoise is actually at C, so
then this is probably a D. Yeah.
Yeah. We just do not particularly like these real bright ass blues, that blue orange cyans basically.
Work nicely when they're subtle or like paired or played down, but like on their own like this, just too much.
Yeah. Following this is a yellow that they're calling an orange.
Yeah. Fluorescent orange, which is very definitively yellow. I mean,
this is slightly too much orange in the yellow for me to go really, really hard to bat for, like I would do for Deep Lemon and all those.
Yeah, this is like it's worse than Deep Lemon and also worse than Dark Orange. Like I would rather it be either direction. That's kind of my take on it.
It's a B at best, is how I would put it with this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Fluorescent orange at B. Sounds good.
Next up, we have fluorescent pink.
This is a color I would describe as electric pink. Like if we had that up there. This is
electric pink, yeah. This could only be slightly more electric, all told.
Yeah. It is very, very bright. I'm going to assume that these are all called fluorescent because they're actually being like produced through
lamps. Yeah,
the lamps.
I would say this is just fashion fuchsia, but worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay. So put that on at C.
Either same tier or one lower. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that on at C then. Fluorescent pink. It's pretty rough to look at for too long too, because it's so bright. Yeah. Now fluorescent yellow, I think, might be the worst of the worst of the pack.
This is another safety color.
Yeah, it's a bad color first off for that kind of thing. And I understand that this is like the neon color. This is what you create out of neon, I think. But first off, it's barely yellow. This is a very yellow green. And it sucks. This is a color that's only acceptable when it is actually being produced in the form of the neon lamps, basically.
Yeah, this on its own is just terrible. So I'm gonna say F.
I already put it down an F.
Again, it has uses, but the uses are to catch your attention because it's so unpleasant to look at. Folly.
Folly. This is very bright and pretty pleasant. This is like that kind of a brighter amaranth, the kind of a slight bit of crimson almost, the little bit of like bluish to the red.
Yeah, it's like amaranth with a little bit of like candy apple red kind of thrown in.
Yeah. It's good. That makes it really good, I think.
I think it's around the same tier as like amaranth red specifically, like a little bit lower, but I like it the same. So wherever amaranth red is, I can see it being right in the same.
That's at S.
Okay, so yeah, I could see it being an S or an A, either one.
Sure. I think this is more of an A though. Like if we're gonna, I feel like it doesn't quite rank on the same level. Yeah. It would be right next to Ferrari red, and I do like Ferrari red more. Is what I'm kind of getting at, you know?
Yeah. That's fair. All right, first forest green is forest green, as brought to you by Crayola, and it sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Crayola. This ain't a forest green. This is a dying tree color for the leaves. Like this is not a healthy tree color, I think. Dying in a different way. It's getting blue somehow. It's a diseased tree.
All right, so for a Crayola, no longer allowed to handle this. Crayola, you're drunk. Give me your keys. You're off the case.
This is a C tier. This is a C tier green, I think.
And forest green is like a free pass to A tier, at least in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking love forest greens.
It should be easy.
This next one, forest green traditional. I'm just gonna say I think this is a clean S. This is a lovely color. I love it in everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you right now, right here and now. This is a really nice green. Also agreed, that should have been called sage green for the Crayola one there.
Yeah.
Because it is very similar to the herb sage. Anyway.
All right, and now for the web's idea of forest green.
Which is too bright, which is like true of all of the web colors.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
it's still a fine color.
Here's what I think. This is I'm gonna say it. I think forest green web is like forest Legos green. Like a lot of the web colors feel like the Lego equivalent to real shit.
Yeah. It's
that being said, this is an A tier green. It's just not.
This is a good green still. Yeah. There's no question about that.
The only forest green I agree with is traditional.
Yeah. I just would not call this a forest green. This is like grass. This is grass green, you know?
Okay, do we skip the next one or not?
I think we do the next one and we skip the one immediately after.
Okay. Oh, oops, I typed French beige. I meant French. 1 second.
This motherfucker right here just said French.
I typed French.
Get his ass.
Oh, no. I'll never live it down.
Is that, do they call him the Ginch, the Gunch in French? Is that it?
All right, so French beige. This is like a solid.
This is actually pretty nice, I think.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
This is a nice relaxed one. This is a nice university building color, I feel like.
This is a perfectly serviceable clothing color as well. Like, this is the kind of tan. I guess like this is not my preferred shade for khakis. Desert is up there, but French beige would be a nice solid secondary one. And I would not be opposed to wearing this as the shirt under a blue jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, French beige. It's a. I would say this is an A.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then move into French blue.
Yeah. Which didn't we already do French blue?
No, but
there was one that was already French blue, wasn't there?
No, but there was one that was like blue, and I think
bleu
there was
de
a
France.
French word. Is bleu de France the same as French blue?
Let me check.
Yeah, one sec. I'll hold down at French blue. I'll read off the. It is 0114187.
All right, they are different colors.
Why is French blue and bleu de France different colors? Get it together.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is just what the rest of the world considers to be French blue. Oh, this is azure, is what it is. This is the color azure, actually.
French blue.
As in the one that is made from lapis lazuli and all that.
Yeah, it's pretty close to bleu de France for what it's worth.
I'm willing to just put it right next to it.
I'm willing to put it right next to it because it is like very close. The values are a little off, but functionally really close. All right, okay. Next it's French fuchsia. Wow, there's a lot of French colors coming up, actually.
Yeah, there are.
I didn't realize there were this many French colors. I like French fuchsia a little bit less than fandango pink and less than fashion fuchsia for sure.
That's fair. I like that as well. Put it down to B.
Okay. French lilac.
Now, French lilac should be a good, solid color because I associate lilacs with France. You know.
I think this is a really good lilac. I mean, it's a really good functional one. It's like one of those slightly dusty purples, but it's like a dusty blue purple that I kind of like. Trying to think what colors it's close to that we've done. Kind of like Chinese violet, actually. If we did Chinese violet, we might have just jumped over it.
I think we did all the. We put Chinese violet up at A, so that makes sense. That tracks, actually.
I think this is an A then. Yeah. Because this is like really close to the same color. All right, next up, we have French lime.
You know, I'm thinking this is the best lime we've seen so far.
Do you think so? I mean,
I like this a lot.
It's very intense, but I do think this is essence of lime.
This is it's better than electric lime, easy.
Yeah.
I think so. Which, I mean, that's straightforward. The electric lime was put at D.
Yeah. I'd say this is probably like an A for me, because if you want this, what are you going to do better?
Yeah, I think this is amongst as far as the lime colors go, the very, very slightly yellow, bright greens, this is our best option.
Yeah. Hey, France, great job. I'm a big fan of your work with limes.
All
right, now next color. French mauve. I feel like we've done this color like 20 times already.
I feel like that as well. I mean, it's a fine color.
It's like a mauve. It's a lot like deep mauve and deep fuchsia. It's like exactly the same as deep mauve, honestly.
Yeah, which is we put that at B, and I would agree with that entirely immediately. That French mauve would probably be a good B.
Yeah. French middle. I said Finch again. I'm typing Finch this time. French.
All right.
Middle red purple, which make up your mind. And let's see, what do we got for codes here? 1C0218. Damn. I like this a lot.
Very dark purple.
Yeah.
This is
I like this because this is like the darkest you can get before you have to worry about it not reading as purple anymore.
Which is I think this is directly competing with dark purple, is the thing.
Yeah.
Means we have to start to do an S plus like comparison here.
S plus debate, yeah, for sure here. Okay, let me get dark purple back up on screen as well.
Dark purple's a little brighter. It's slightly brighter. French middle red purple is a nearly black purple.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I'm having trouble even finding dark purple. Okay, so let's compare this. Dark purple is 301934. Yeah, that reads more as purple.
It reads more as purple, and I think it's more useful when it's that slightly bit brighter.
Yeah.
French middle red can be at an S for certain, but I think that dark purple is slightly more useful and reads better as purple.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this is an S.
Yeah.
I really like. It is a really strong contender for S plus. And if we didn't have the S plus rule, I think it would be up there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Great shit. French
it's very
middle
good.
Red. Yeah.
It is it is almost, that is both like as close to black as I would consider it to still be a color, and it does it very well.
Yeah. French pink.
That's a pink.
Yep, that falls in the pink zone, the normal one, I think. French plum. Out here, 811453. Oh, I like this. This is like flirt. It's like a little more purple than flirt. It's a little bluer than flirt.
Yeah, it's very similar, and it's still very good. It's a plum color that actually works really well, and I think this is also like a nice appetizing color for a plum to be, you know?
Yeah.
It is quite pleasant.
Yeah.
Now, all right, up next is one that I'm going to get really mad at.
Okay, is there a reason you're going to be so mad at it?
Yeah, because I'm going to start to complain real quick about the color that this is a part of.
You mean Puce?
Yeah, all right, so Puce is fucking bullshit. Thank you, Rolfizz, for the resub. So Puce is, as a color name, completely worthless. No one can agree what Puce stands for, or what it is. For some things, it's, oh, Puce is a purple. For some, Puce is a brown. For some, Puce is actually this weird, like, slightly greenish, like, tan color. Like, it's actually, so many things are called Puce, that Puce is a completely worthless term. It doesn't mean anything.
Puce is
just the generic,
a dark red or purple brown color, apparently.
Yeah, great, thanks. You just described 3 different colors.
Yeah, it's a huge variety. Yeah,
and that's not even all of them actually, because like I said, there's also a weird like beigeish, like slightly green tinted beige that's also called Puce.
Yeah,
Puce is just the generic name used to refer to colors that don't have a name already, I guess. So French Puce is a perfectly fine brown.
Yeah, I would put it probably where, like, in the same zone as deep chestnut, like maybe a little lower.
Deep chestnut and French Puce. French Puce is like almost exactly deep chestnut, but a lot darker. So yeah. I'd be for that, really. Yeah.
Yep. I think it's a little less rich, but I think it's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, deep chestnut's actually an S. We were very, very high on it.
Yeah.
So
I could see this an A for sure.
Yeah. So that French Puce.
French raspberry up next. Raspberry. God, now I'm slowly unlearning how to type.
It's once you're like 2.5 hours into the color ranking, your brain starts to fry a little bit.
Yeah, like we're both doing clerical work on top of trying to assign tiers to possibly the most subjective thing of all time. To ever get a tier list. Yeah, this might be the most subjective tier list in history, which I'm pretty proud of. So French raspberry, I mean, this is fine. It's like a weak amaranth.
Yeah, it's a weak amaranth. It's not as good as the other raspberries, I would say. Like, there's a deep raspberry over here, I think, that was much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dark raspberry was an A that was a really nice sort of wine color, whereas this one is I wouldn't call this a wine. This is more like a slightly off red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's fine, but I'm not gonna go to bat for it at all. I think this is a B.
All right, up next is French Rose.
Yeah, French Rosé. This is slightly different from a lot of the other pinks. This is more of
I like this one. Yeah, I like this one a lot, actually. It is a boldly red pink. It is a increased value red in like pink, but it is very, very red in a way that I quite like. It has the intensity. It has the intensity of a lot of pinks while still being subtle enough to be used in other settings.
Yeah, and it's like this goes extremely well with blues and like other colors as well. Blue, yellow, a bunch of other things. I quite like this. I think this is a.
I'd say this is an S.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this is an S. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
French Rose.
All right, French Sky Blue. See, this is what I'm looking for in a sky blue. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty close to Robin's Egg blue, kind of. Well, Robin's Egg is slightly greener, but this is a really nice blue.
It's got a nice realistic fade to it that if you look at like deep sky blue and compared to this, you can see like deep sky blue looks like maybe what a computer would think the sky looks like. I'm gonna put that on screen real quick for y'all. So like this. Is that right? Oh no, it's not. I typed it in wrong. Sorry, one sec. There we go. So that's deep sky blue, and you can see how it's got like this intense blueness that just doesn't really ever happen, which makes sense when it's 00BFFF, you know, as opposed to 77B5FE, which is just a lot nicer. It's a lot tamer.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say here, it's not. I think this is going to be an S at least, but the thing is, we haven't really come across that many like really bright sky blues that like really speak to me. I think this is probably the best bright blue that we've had, and it's maybe the first S plus sky blue.
Is it the S plus sky blue? Yeah, I mean that's fair because we want to have an S plus like for general options.
Yeah, and like we already have the middle blue and the dark blue, right? Because there's the cerulean blue for the middle, Pantone for the dark, and then French sky blue over here would be the really nice light. And we're not, because of how S plus works, we're not committed to it being the S plus yet.
Yeah.
We have options coming up later, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think
this
like the other ones, none of them even like approached being the candidate for this. I think French sky blue is the best option so far.
Yeah, it's the first one that like is a sky blue that's particularly nice.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have French Violet. This is a solid intense purple.
Yeah, it's really similar to the fluorescent violet or electric violet earlier. Yeah, I feel like it's slightly less electric. So I think, and that makes me like it a little bit more.
I think it's a little better than electric violet. I don't know if it's same tier or one up, but yeah.
I think it's same tier. It's very similar, and it's same tier, but like, you know, we would just know higher tier than electric violet.
Yeah. Next up is French wine.
Yeah.
I like French wine. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, this is better than French raspberry, for instance, which I think is so far the lowest tier of our French colors.
Yeah. I like this a little bit better than Dingy Dungeon, honestly. So I think wherever Dingy Dungeon is, this is going to play pretty close to that.
That puts it up an S, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's reasonable because it's also like very close, right? Like it's slightly less faded. It's a little bit less red, it's a little bit less green, and it's a little bit more, or no, it's a lot less blue comparatively. So like, yeah, it's a little bit richer on the red, but a little more faded overall in a way that I like. But I think it's very close to Dingy Dungeon, so I think it's an S. I think it's a pretty clean S. It's just where exactly in S that's not what we're here to determine. We don't have enough time.
Yeah, we're not going to then decide that, oh, this is in the S, this is as high as it could. No, we're not doing that.
We have already ranked like 400 goddamn colors. Come on, give us a break. We're working on it. There's a lot here. Okay, next up is fresh air.
We are at 570 words, and most of these are 2 words long.
I think the big trick is going to be just get a count of how many commas you've done.
Yeah,
and then add a couple. Okay, so there are 292 commas, so it's probably about 300 rankings.
Yeah, okay. So, just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Not a single French color was rated below B, so apparently all the French colors are really good.
Good shit, the French. You got it. Yeah. Hey, apparently when it comes to colors, y'all know what's up. Even Puce, which like caused a little bit of a stir. Great color. Still killing it.
Fresh air, huh? This is
it's worse than sky blue. It doesn't
It's more of a robin eggs blue.
Yeah. It's okay.
And French knows how to color good. It's true. I've explained this before that there is no fear or terror or like dread that I feel as strongly as being in the like presence of a French cartoonist, who, as far as I'm concerned, are all literally wizards.
So how do we feel about fresh air?
It's pretty good. There's nothing wrong with it, like as far as like being a bright blue goes, but it is distinctly not. Yeah. Distinctly not as good as French sky blue.
Yeah, I think it's an A. Like, I think it's kind of a boring robin's egg blue, but it's like a serviceable one. All right, up next we have frostbite, which I would not have guessed the color correctly in one try.
Not even close. Yeah.
Yeah, this is oh my god, I can't type. Yeah, this. Oh, good thing we're coming up on the end of F here because my hands are getting dumb. Frostbite. I feel like
this is similar to French fuchsia and French rose and all that, but not quite there. It's slightly too blue and it's slightly too bright.
It's a little fleshy, but not quite all the way to fleshy. Yeah, twins, right? This doesn't look anything like what I would imagine frostbite color is.
I mean, when you get down to it, frostbite color is honestly the same color as your skin, but paler or blackened.
I was going to say black, yeah, when your hands start turning black from frostbite, yeah. Because frostbite, the way it kills your cells is a...
ice crystals freezing up, like piercing the cell walls of things that the water in the cells freezes.
To answer a question from Twins, yes, we often put false advertising as down a tier, and I think this gets hit by that for sure.
Yeah, it's not a bad color per se, but it's like it would be a B tier color, and like the name is confusing.
Bad naming. Yeah, C tier for shitty name.
All right, so we're hitting a mathematical color right here.
And this is one I do not like even a little bit.
Me too. Yeah.
This is probably the worst of the mathematical colors. Maybe not the worst, but
cyan is the worst of those.
Yeah,
but it's
fuchsia sucks though. Fashion fuchsia is fuchsia made acceptable with the addition of a little bit of red, and this is what it looks like before you cut it, and it's just too much. It's just too much.
It's very much too much. It's so bright and so violent.
Yeah.
It's called fuchsia. This is a mathematical magenta is what it is, as an equal parts blue and red, and like, I don't like it.
I'd say it's a D for me.
Yeah. Now here's we're in a couple of fuchsias before we finish off here.
Retina.
Yeah. And we have fuchsia by Crayola.
Which I think this is something I would call fuchsia, yeah.
I would call this almost lavender, specifically. Like, this feels like it has the softness of lavender.
A little bit of softness, but lavender is definitely more blue than this.
Yeah, I can see it.
It is fine.
This is like a B. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'd say it's all right. All right, fuchsia pink. And let's...
Fuchsia pink. This is my favorite of the fuchsias. Of these three.
Yeah.
5.
This is a pretty nice flower fuchsia.
This is a really bright and I think it's still gonna go into the pink zone as a good, but it's a good one of those. Like, I would say this is like alongside cherry blossom pink for like best pinks of those.
Yeah.
It's very, very. It's quite colorful as far as these pinks go. Is I think I would like to point out is the thing. Like, it's got a surprising amount of blue in it in a way that I like.
Yeah. All right, up next we have.
And you're right. That I would love to see a flower of this color. Fuchsia
purple, which I am pretty into. All told, I'm liking this fuchsia purple.
It's a wine color that
I don't like it as much as French wine. It's not as good as French wine, so I'd say it's either same tier or lower than French wine.
I would say lower. That makes it a good solid A.
Yeah,
frankly,
I think that's fair. That's fair.
It is a good one. I also wouldn't really call this a purple myself, but I mean, following, if we're going to consider the one immediately after as being a different color somehow.
Fuchsia with a hint of purple. Yeah, it's got more red to it, and it's still kind of a stretch for sure. All right, and the next one is fuchsia rose, which is...
It has the same sort of like very similar color effect here. It is incredibly, incredibly similar.
Yeah, like this might...
It's within 10 of fuchsia purple in every value.
This is pushing difficult to determine which is which with the human eye, so I would say it's same tier without question.
Honestly, I actually didn't see on my phone at least, which is slightly darkened, so it doesn't actually have perfect
I could tell the difference, but only if they're right next to each other. Like, if you put up two of them and said, tell me which is which, I'd be fucked. I can tell they're different, but not which one's which, honestly. And next we have fulvous.
Fulvous, huh? Fulvous is a color that goes extremely well alongside flame, but is distinctly worse than flame.
Yeah, I think it's a tier down from flame. I would say it's a tier, maybe a tier and a half down.
I think it's 2 tiers down from flame.
Yeah, like I could say it'd be... Flame is S+, so I could see this being an A. Yeah. This isn't an S, so...
Fulvous is a useful color. I'm going to emphasize that right here and now, that it is a useful...
It's a really useful nature color. Like, a lot of, like, birds and insects have this as, like, when they're in the more colorful brown state, particularly if, like... For a lot of birds where the males get really big colorful plumage, the females
if they have an orange on them, it's going to be like this.
Yeah.
It's just that it's too yellow, basically, for it to be supremely useful in human constructions, at least, basically.
Yeah.
And as far as as an artsman over here, I would not use this as a primary color, whereas with flame, I definitely would. This would be a color that would be right alongside blue to do a blue and orange contrast, is what it would.
All right, and last color of the session, Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Was a bear.
It's an alright brown. It's a fine enough brown.
Yeah. This is a good solid brown. I feel like it's almost identical to like one other brown that we've already done.
Probably. I would not be even a little surprised.
Yeah, I'm not going to go back and check that per se, but it's very similar to chocolate. It's not the same color. They're different, but it's very similar to chocolate.
Yeah.
Traditional chocolate, not chocolate web, which is bullshit.
Chocolate web, also known as not chocolate.
I think it's a little bit better than original chocolate, which would put this at B.
I can see this as a B. Yeah, this is a B for me.
It's got a nice good bit of red to it that brings it up a little bit.
Yeah. And all right, I think with that is session 2 of the ranking of colors.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot. Oh, still, but hey, not bad.
Looking through, we're probably going to be doing 4 letters tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but next time.
Yeah.
Looking at those. But, yeah.
I think
pretty good so far.
In 4 sessions, I bet we can get through this, or 3 sessions even. It'll probably be like 4 or 5, but yeah. Good push. Are you gonna host after this, or are you done? Or I mean,
I'm done.
Stream after this. I'm also done. All right, sick. I'm gonna host y'all over to Claire Picks then, who is probably doing some music stuff or whatever. Hey, if you aren't already following,
how do you spell that?
Please do. It's CLAIREPICS. And yeah, if you aren't following M_D_C_T at sword.zone, you should be doing that as well. All right. Well, I'm gonna host over. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.